With a population larger than that of Canada, Argentina, and Poland combined, and a land area roughly 3 times that of Texas, Mexico is the 10th most populous country in the world and the 13th largest by size. However, its history has been marked by significant challenges, including a deadly revolution in the early 20th century that claimed over 1.5 million lives, representing 10% of its population at the time, making it the highest proportion of human casualty for any civil unrest in history. Moreover, a devastating earthquake in 1985 took the lives of more than 10,000 citizens, marking the 20th century as one of the darkest periods in Mexican history. By 2009, following the global financial crisis, Mexico's economy was on its knees. Yet, despite these adversities, Mexico has emerged as one of Latin America's most promising economies. This raises the question, what are the secrets behind Mexico's economic success? In 2022, Mexico's gross domestic product, or GDP, was valued at $1.272 trillion, accounting for 0.57% of the global economy. This makes Mexico the 15th largest economy in the world by nominal GDP, and the 13th largest by purchasing power. The GDP per capita, which measures the average income per person, was $9,600 in 2022. This figure is higher than those of Brazil, Colombia, and Peru. That same year, its economy grew by 3.1%, following a strong rebound of 4.7% in 2021 after an 8% decline in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Remarkably, Mexico's economy has already recovered its employment and GDP to pre-pandemic levels, thanks to its government's improved politics. You see, after the government eased lockdown measures, it provided financial support to households and businesses, which helped stimulate economic activity. For instance, in December 2022, gross fixed investment grew by 9.4% year-on-year, marking the fastest pace since September 2021. This positive outlook for Mexico is due to several key factors that are worth exploring. First and foremost, Mexico's geographical location plays a crucial role in its economic success. Positioned right next to the United States, Mexico benefits enormously from its close trade ties with its northern neighbor. The United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or USMCA, which came into effect in July 2020, has further strengthened these ties. This agreement ensures that trade and investment among the 3 countries are stable and modern, with protections for intellectual property rights, labor, and environmental standards, as well as facilitating digital trade. The strong recovery of the U.S. economy is a big boost for Mexico, especially in sectors like automotive, electronics, and aerospace. These industries make up a large portion of Mexico's exports. As a matter of fact, high demand for vehicles and consumer products in the U.S. has led to many car manufacturers to set up factories in Mexico. Brands such as Audi, BMW, Ford, GM, Honda, Hyundai, Kia, Mazda, Toyota, and Mercedes-Benz all have production facilities in the country. Recently, Tesla also announced plans to build a new factory in Monterrey, Mexico, which is expected to bring in billions of dollars in investment and create thousands of skilled jobs. In 2022 alone, trade between the U.S. and Mexico totaled an impressive $780 billion, making Mexico the United States' second largest trading partner. Additionally, U.S. exports to Mexico supported an estimated 1.2 million American jobs. Mexico also attracted $36.8 billion in FDI from the United States in 2022, which was 40% of its total FDI inflows. These trade and investment flows are vital for Mexico's economic development, productivity, competitiveness, and innovation. Another significant factor contributing to Mexico's economic strength is remittances. There are about 11.6 million people of Mexican origin living in the United States. These individuals send over $38 billion back to Mexico each year. This money supports the basic necessities of around 1.6 million Mexican households, benefiting an estimated 10 million people in total. Mexico's large domestic market is another crucial aspect of its economic success. With a population of almost 130 million people, Mexico is the 10th most populous country in the world and the second largest in Latin America. The country also boasts a growing middle class, estimated to be about 47% of the population in 2022. This burgeoning middle class, creates a strong demand for consumer goods and services, providing fertile ground for innovation and entrepreneurship. The country is a significant market for digital platforms like Spotify, Uber, and Netflix. It also attracts foreign retailers. For example, IKEA opened its first store in the country in 2021. This large and dynamic domestic market not only supports local businesses, but also makes Mexico an attractive destination for international companies looking to expand. You know, one promising aspect of Mexico's local economy is that it has a big potential to stay strong and varied, especially when dealing with global uncertainties and challenges. Mexico has loads of natural resources that can help its economy grow over the next 10 years. It's the 12th biggest oil producer and the 6th largest oil exporter in the world, with an average production of 1.7 million barrels per day in 2022. Mexico also has the world's 4th largest shale gas reserves and the 2nd largest silver reserves. They have been the largest producer of silver for 8 consecutive years, with an estimated output of 6,300 metric tons and export value totaling $5.2 billion in 2022. Nevertheless, Mexico's not just sitting on these riches, it's planning to use them smartly to diversify its economy, increase its value-added exports, and move towards a cleaner energy future. By 2024, Mexico wants 35% of its power to come from clean resources, and by 2050, they're shooting for 50%. Mexico participates in regional initiatives, such as the North American Energy Partnership and the Latin American Energy Organization to promote energy integration, cooperation, investment reforms, and investments. In addition to that, they've also been making some big changes to make it easier for businesses to do their thing, be more competitive, and make life better for everyone. They've opened up the energy sector to private investment, made sure there's fair competition, and worked on getting more people into the financial system. They're also spreading the safety net wider with better Social Security and trying to make sure everyone gets a good education. They're not stopping there, though. They're also investing in big projects to make things even better. Like, have you heard about the Maya Rail Circuit? It'll connect 5 states in the Yucatan Peninsula, bring in tourists, and boost development with a $6.8 billion investment. Then there's Dos Bocas Refinery in Tabasco, which will cut down on the need for imported fuel with a $12.5 billion investment. There's also the Santa Lucia Airport, a new international airport to be constructed in the state of Mexico, set to replace the canceled New Mexico City International Airport with an investment value of $4 billion. And the Trans-Isthmus Corridor, a railway and industrial corridor that will cross the Isthmus of Tehuantepec, creating a trade route between the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans, with an investment value of $3 billion. All of these projects aim to either increase tourism, promote cross-country trade, or boost natural resource revenues. Furthermore, Mexico is also stepping up to help out its youth and elderly, which is great. But you know, being so close to the United States has its perks and its pitfalls. One big problem Mexico faces is brain drain. That's a situation when the smartest and most talented people leave because they don't see a bright future at home. Between 1990 and 2015, over 1.4 million Mexicans with fancy degrees packed their bags and headed elsewhere, mostly to the USA. Can you blame them? The American dream is a big draw. However, Mexico's not just sitting back and watching its best and brightest leave. With all these new social programs and economic moves, they're hoping to keep more brain power at home. These changes should make Mexico more productive, competitive, and fair for everyone in the long run. But let's not sugarcoat everything. Mexico's got some big hurdles to jump, and one of the tallest is the war on drugs. It's been raging since 2006, when President Felipe Calderon sent in the troops to take on the cartels, with a little help from the U.S. This war cost over 360,000 lives and left more than 60,000 people missing. The cartels aren't just selling drugs. They're buying off everyone from cops to judges, creating their own shadow government that's threatening Mexico's very foundation. There have been some wins, though, like nabbing El Chapo, the big boss of the Sinaloa cartel. Even though capturing one guy won't end the bloodshed, it sends a message that Mexico won't let these criminals run wild. The current president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, is trying a different approach, focusing on talking things out instead of guns blazing. He's also working hard to clean up corruption, which is a big step towards rebuilding trust in the government. So, what's the outlook for Mexico? It's tough to say for sure, but there's hope. By facing their problems head-on, Mexico's laying the groundwork for a brighter future. They're not going to solve everything overnight, but with the right moves, they just might turn things around. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Mexico's economic success and its future. If you found this video informative, click on the right side of your screen now to watch our previous video on the downfall of the UK's economy. Until next time, remember to like and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content.